Hello and welcome to the InterChadz demo for the Awesome 2024 hackathon. We have built an auto-compounding solution for the interchain. So it's basically a solution to automatically compound staked positions across any chain that supports interchain accounts, basically. This is the team down here. My name is Jarno Garaba, and I'm going to quickly tell you how this works. So we're basing this on interchain accounts. So in this case, we built this on Neutron, leveraging Neutron's own interchain modules, such as the ICQ module and the interchain account model, where the restaker account or the auto-compounding account has interchain accounts on each chain that we support. And the user registers and gives the interchain account permission through auth to do a delegate for them, which is what you need to do auto compounding. So then the restaker account contract has an incentivized message that can be sent to it to trigger the auto compounding. So this can either be done by users themselves as a sort of gamified thing, where they can get a small reward for doing that, and of course then paying the gas fees. Or also there are things like the Neutron cron module that can do this, or the warp protocol that can also do this. So the user basically pays when they set up their accounts. They pay some small fees to cover that and relaying and so on. So it's built to be sustainable economically because we want this to actually work at scale. So that's what we built. The trickiest part here was probably the ICQ part, because to be able to do compounding, you need to know the pending rewards on the other chain. And the problem is that pending rewards is calculated on the fly. It's not actually available as in the state machine of the other chain, which means that we've had to do a lot of queries to get other things and do the calculation in the contract itself. So basically we've written the reward calculation in Rust. And yeah, let's do a little demo. So I'm signed in here, fresh user. So the UX needs a bit of cleaning up, but it's basically we're sort of topping up our balance that the user has that will pay for the fees and so on. So in this case, we're going to start by registering. So in this case, we can see that of the supported chain, which is currently 1, on the Cosmos Hub, I have delegated quite a few atoms. So I'm going to register with that one. And you can see here that it's registering on this, which validator, and so on. So we can have multiple validators, obviously. So there we go. It says failed, but that's just, it's actually working. And then the next thing we need to do, so that will happen for all the chains. You can do one transaction for that, but for each chain, you also need to do an auth transaction to actually grant permissions. So when I click grant here, I actually grant the interchain account, so this one, the ICA account that is owned by the contract. I give it access to stake on to do a stake authorization, delegate on my behalf. This can also be even further restricted so that it can have less of an impact. But this is fairly safe and used a lot. So I grant this permission. You can see it successfully. And at this point, you can see this is actually coming from the contract itself. So we're just calling the calculate query, where it's automatically calculates the pending rewards that we have on chain. And at this point, you can see up here that there are currently 0 users that are ready to be compounded. And this is been calculated based on that there are pending rewards enough, and that there have gone a certain amount of blocks between when they last were compounded. So in this case, we have, I think, 100 blocks between each compound, but that's configurable. And the idea is also that the user can set this up themselves and pay basically fees depending on how often they need to do this. So on most chains with relatively low APR, it doesn't make sense to do it very often, but on high APR chains, it actually makes sense to do it more often. Okay, so now we can see that it updated here. So there is now a user that is actually ready to be compounded. So I'm gonna just call this one, and it's just a permissionless message. I trigger it, and what happens next is that the contract finds the users that are due and sends out interchain transactions to do that delegate. So it's a offset message, the execute one. So now we're waiting for that, and you can see here now, actually that happened in the background here. The pending rewards have been delegated, and yeah, pending rewards are now down since they were taken out and put in here. So we can see that it works. And that's basically the solution. The main things we want to improve upon here is obviously UX. So we want to have a very smooth and nice thing where you can see all your positions and all the possibilities, and also like a gamified point where we can do the compounding. But obviously the compounding needs to be automated through, we can also set it up in the beginning ourselves, but yeah, it's going to be automated 100%. All right, thank you for the attention, and bye.